Welcome back to Afternoon Express. Now, Songelwa Sicuku is the definition of taking refuge into your passion.
Now, the founder of WGILS joins us now to chat about her important initiative and, of course, the work that she does with girls in sport in the Western Cape. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
I read about some of the work that you do, and what an outstanding story. So you've been invited to go and visit the Queen, all because of the work that you've done in South Africa. And it all started from such incredibly hurtful experiences. So your father abandoned your family before you were born, and then your mom died when you were really young. So how did you grow up? Who raised you, and where like, what was your upbringing like?
All right. Thanks for having me. My both parents died when I was young. So my mom actually died when I was like 7 years old. Yeah. And then we were 4 siblings at home. I'm the third of the 4. Yeah. So we grew up with our brother who was 18 years at the time, and he had a disability. So we just grew up as that family. And
just kids in the home?
Just kids, because the eldest one was 18 years. Yeah. So our home in the street was the worst street was the worst home in the street, the worst house in the street. But then, because we had the support, I was involved in sport. Yeah. At school, this organization, Sports Coaches Outreach, it started 1991. Yeah. Fortunate in my primary school, there were about 4 primary schools that they were involved in. So my primary school, Lulega Primary, was one of them. So then they would send volunteers from Netherlands, Germany. There were international volunteers that came. So I was this lovely young girl, you know, because at home, whenever I got home, I didn't have any space like a childhood time. Yeah. I needed to be at home because we were 2 girls, but then I was the youngest from the 2 girls. Yeah. But then I needed to do all the house chores on my own. So I didn't really have time to play with other kids. So the school was the only place that I could play with other kids. So whenever there was opportunity given to us at school, I would grab that with I wanted to be the first one to be involved. And the teachers knew, because I was like active, blah. I'm not anymore. But they...
You are pretty damn amazing. Let's get that clear.
But yeah, so that's how I got involved with the organization. So there were a lot of opportunities that were there that were granted to a lot of kids, not just Songelwa, everybody that wanted. So I just grabbed everything that was on my way. I was involved in netball, I was involved in athletics. I think you saw on my bio that I also completed 110-kilometer race, the Cape Argus.
The Argus, but you know, but can I tell you how amazing this is about Songelwa doing the Argus? That the first year you did it, you didn't finish, and all the guys were like, oh, you didn't finish because you're a woman. And then you were like, excuse me. Yes. You went back the next year and finished.
And got it, girl.
Yeah, you know, because, that was a transition. It's one of the transitions that happened in my life. Yeah. Because I'm that person that is like, I always want to fight, not physically, but I always want to fight. You know, I always want to prove people wrong that if you can, why can't I? It doesn't matter where I'm coming from. It doesn't matter what my background is like. Yeah. It doesn't matter what you know about me. Yeah. I always want to prove people wrong. I always want to do what I think I can do best. Yeah. So when it was 2011, so I was a netball player and coach in my school. When I was still at school. Yeah. So I continued with playing netball and coaching other young girls, like getting girls, as you read the bio, getting girls, you know, involved with what I do. So I invited another girl, she joined me, and we were like 8, I think about 8.
Is this how you started WGILS?
It was, actually the start of WGILS, yes. So I invited one girl from the netball that, hey, let's join this thing, let's do it. Because I just wanted, because at home I would play with boys. When they come at home to play with my brother, I would be there. So I wanted to do this. But, you know, in a race, there's these gates. They close the gates within a certain time. If you don't get there within this time, and then they close, they take you back. So that's what happened in 2011. And that really affected me emotionally because the team, what I expected from them, they never gave me that. They never gave us that. They teased us instead of saying that.
It was no support.
Shame, man, you didn't make it, but next day there's an opportunity for you. Everybody was like, yes, you didn't do it because you're a girl. You didn't do it because of this and that and that. So they were very negative. And I fought hard. I trained so hard to complete it in the 2012, and then I did it.
I mean,
Yeah, sorry.
no, Songelwa, when you're telling your story, I see this passion, I see this relentless fight, you know, the courage in your voice and the conviction. And another running theme that I'm picking up as you're speaking is perseverance.
Yeah.
If you give up, you try again. When all the odds are stacked against you, you just keep pushing, girl. Has that always been entrenched in you growing up, especially under such tough conditions? Or do you feel like it's something you had to learn along the way? And of course, something you want to hand down to your mentors?
It's both. It's something that has always been there because, of course, of the background, because of what I've experienced, because of the things that had happened to me, because of the things that I've seen happening to other girls around me in our community. I mean, growing up from Khayelitsha, it's really tough if you know Khayelitsha. I mean, everybody thinks if you go to Khayelitsha, if you walk in Khayelitsha, you'll be attacked, you'll be eaten by lions and whatever. So it's really hard. So I saw girls throwing themselves on men because they didn't have anything. They wanted to have weaves, they wanted to have makeup, they couldn't afford. And they thought like having sugar daddies and whatsoever, they would get everything. So I wanted to have them in my circle. And of course, what I usually do, and I used to do, was getting referrals, sending them to social workers when needed, sending them to police when needed, and then from then I moved to Mbekweni in Pau. That's where I'm based now. I'm working at the sports center there. So it has been with me, and it's something that I really want all the girls, especially, I mean, I have a special place for girls in my heart, honestly. So I always want young girls of South Africa to say, it doesn't matter where I'm coming from, it doesn't matter what had happened in my past, but it just won't detect my future. So that's who I am. And of course, with the support of organizations that I work for, because they give us life skills, they don't just do sport. We don't just do sport. We do leadership, we do life skills, we just give everything.
Sport does change lives.
Of course.
It really does, and it's certainly changed your life.
It did.
Tell us about some of the girls the lives you've changed with We Sport and how people can get involved with We Girls.
Okay, We Girls, it's an abbreviation. It's pronounced as We Girls, it's Us Girls. That's how you pronounce it. But unfortunately, it's not how you write it. It's W, it's an abbreviation of Women and Girls in Leadership through Sports. So that's what it stands for, what it means. So what we basically do, like I said, we meet, we have 2 groups, about 3 groups, like with different ages. So we teach them life skills, like I said, we teach them leadership skills. So it's not just teaching in a classroom. We also take them to experience, to explore things that they would never have opportunities at home. For example, we take them to do like hair salons so that they learn how to make hair, how to make hair.
Upskilling all of these skills.
We equip them so that they can be better people.
Have you gone to meet the Queen yet? Because I know that she sent you an invite. Tell me about it. No, because now Meghan Markle's persona non grata in the royal family, so now maybe you can take me with next time, and I can be the next princess.
Okay, because how we got there, first it was me and my colleague Mbumi. How we got there is because I said, I'm based now in Mbekweni in Pau. We have partners that we work with as organizations. So one of our partners, which is Hope Through Action, they're based in London. They're from London. So that's how we got in. We got to be there. So we spent about 5 days. It was really amazing. Because, I mean, it was not just taking flight, because, I mean, we've been taking flight. I've been in Norway for 6 months. So, I mean, I've been traveling. But that one was special and was different because I also had to learn different cultures. And that really helped me with the job that I do. It helps me to get to meet different people, because we have challenges of young people that they think, because I'm a Xhosa girl and it's just about Xhosa people, I don't care who other people think, what other people does and whatsoever. So traveling around the world, it helps us. Me going to Eastern Cape, going to Mpumalanga, working in Limpopo, Northwest, all these provinces that I've traveled to, it helps me to understand other people. It influences my decisions.
It's exposure, basically.
What a life! But what a life that you have had, my darling. Thank you for all of the work that you do. You are changing so many lives. Just with your spirit, you are infectious and really, really doing such amazing work. Thank you.
Thank you
Absolutely.
very much.
Siyakubonga, Siswam. Now, after the break, it's a fashion showcase with the creator of Moswear. Don't miss out.